We're back with another episode, and on this episode, we're going to be installing a dash cam. I get a lot of comments and a lot of DMs where people are asking me, hey, can you teach me how to install a dash cam, and how do you do it yourself, this, that, and the third. And now I'm going to show you how to do it. Yes, I was just putting some coconut oil on my hands because y'all wasn't about to roast me up in the comments. This is one of the dash cams that's on my website. There's 3 of them up there. I would definitely go check it out and go get a dash cam. I recommend everyone to go get one. Now, I usually install the rear camera first, and I usually install it along the left side of the vehicle. Now, this specific dash cam comes with the tool that you could use, and the first thing that you want to do when you're installing your dash cam is you're going to take that tool and you're going to use that to remove the floor panels. You're also going to remove the rubber seal that's along the door. Remember what you're doing when you're doing it too. So don't just do stuff and forget. Remember, because you have to reassemble everything. You're going to remove this side panel right there. Now, the way you do that, use this tool and pop that out. Usually that whole piece right there that I was pulling could just pull right out. Now, there's like little clamps in it. And then on my truck, there's actually a screw right there that you have to unscrew before you can remove this panel. On my stepfather vehicle, they didn't have that, so you could just pull it straight out. So what I started to do was tuck the wires in the panel. Obviously, the wires that are going to run towards the back of the car, you start tucking in. The wires that stay in the front, you leave out, obviously. But you tuck it along everything that you pulled out of the vehicle. And the reason that you want to do that is because you want it to look professional and you want it to run straight to the back. The next thing that I did was I just kept running the wire towards the back of the vehicle. Like I was saying, I removed the panel that's underneath the seat belt. I'm not sure if your vehicle has that or not. Most vehicles do. You just remove the panel and then keep running everything under those panels. I came back to the front so that I could close that front panel, that front side panel, so that way the wire could be secure, so that way I could keep pulling stuff. So there you go. You see, I gave it some slack, then I tightened it. Then I kept running everything along the back. I had to, like I said, you got to make it look professional. So sometimes you got to redo what you started. So I came back towards the back of the vehicle. As you can see, continue to run my wires back. And I continued to lift up more panels and remove the door seal. And the reason that you have to remove the door seals, especially on a Honda, I'm not sure about every vehicle, but because some of the panels are like tucked and like connected with them, if that makes sense. So you'll see me just removing different things and fidgeting and pulling. You also don't want to pull very hard when you're doing this stuff. Don't be yanking and grabbing. Take your time. Do gentle, nice little pops. Usually there's always like 4 or 3 little clicks or clanks or whatever that you're going to pop off. I also had to lift up the seat so that I could remove this panel. Now, it took me a long ass time to remove that seat because I haven't had a sedan in a very long time. So I was struggling with that thing. But once I lifted it up, I removed the panel because there's a little pop, a little connector that's under there. As you can see, the plastic is still there, but it's off. Right underneath the seat, there's gonna be a 10mm screw that you need to remove. And the reason that you need to remove it is because there's a side panel right there that you're seeing right there towards my right hand that needs to be removed, so that way you could kind of get more access toward the back of the vehicle so you could hide those wires like a professional. Now, I should have zoomed in on that screw so y'all could really see the screw itself, but you'll see on your vehicle if your vehicle has one. But I removed that panel and I continue to run the wires underneath every single panel that I've been destroying. I ain't really destroying it. I just mean that it's not in a regular place. But anyways, you keep running the wire up from every single part that you remove. And then once you get to the back of the vehicle, no matter what type of vehicle you have, a car or a truck, you just want to play around with it. Obviously, be careful. But you want to play around so you can figure out where you're going to put the wires. Because like I said, this isn't my vehicle. This is my stepfather's vehicle. So I don't know where the hell I was going to end up putting wires. So I found this little, I don't know what you call this piece back here. It's not like a little storage unit space thing. But I just decided to put the wire through there, through another little hole. There was another little hole. Then I put it in through there. And then once I put the wire in through that little compartment, I pulled it through the seatbelt holder majiggy thing. I don't know what you call that thing. So then I put the little casing cover back on because like I said, you have to clean everything up. And then I tossed the wire back there, so I could finish doing what I need to do and take care of the wire later. So now you're going to see me reassemble everything back the way that it was, because you're doing this like a professional, like I keep telling you guys, and you don't want to have any random wires just sticking out, especially you had kids and stuff. So now you see me put the screw back on and also tighten it as tight as I can, so that way everything could be secure, because like I said, you're doing this like a professional. And then afterwards, you just redo your steps. Everything that you took apart, you slowly, very, very slowly and calmly, not aggressively, just tap it. I know it sounds like I'm tapping it hard, but I'm not. But you just tap everything back into place. There's little clamps underneath it that keeps everything secure. Y'all need to make sure that you're putting on this rubber seal correctly. If not, water will get into your car whenever it rains, whenever you go to a car wash, whenever it snows, whenever. Listen, y'all don't want those problems. I'm telling you, don't want those problems. So then you reconnect everything, like I said, back into your vehicle from the rear back to the front, and make sure everything is correctly tightened, it's secure, and there's nothing hanging out. Take your time. Do not rush through this. This took me about 47 minutes, I think, and I didn't look up how to take anything off from this vehicle beforehand. It was starting to get cold, so I was like, I need to hurry the hell up. And it took me a long time to remove that seat. Like, I'm telling you, I was struggling. I had to cut a lot of that out. But anyways, as you can see me showing you guys that there's little clamps that secure the panels into the ground, or into the car, I'm sorry. Now, I'm not sure exactly what I did next here, so let's see what pops up in this video. All right, I'm jumping into the front seat. All right, yeah, so I tightened up that side panel that's in the front of the vehicle, and then I pulled that wire to see how much room it needs, and also so I could tuck it up, and also just leave it dangling so I could go ahead and go on to the next side. So remember I told y'all I left the rear wire alone. I didn't do anything with it. The reason is so that I could go back and connect the actual rear dash cam. Now this dash cam, and I'm sorry that I didn't do like an unrevealing box unreveal for y'all, that's my fault. But this dash cam, the rear camera, it comes with a little like connector piece. So that way when you're running a wire through the car, you don't have to, you know, bump the camera through the car and mess the camera up and or mess the car up. So now we're going to move on to the right side of the vehicle, and we're going to install the front camera onto that side. Well, first of all, it's just a power source we're installing right now. So we're installing a power source on the right side of the vehicle. And the way that you're going to install it, as far as the physical work that you're doing on the vehicle, is the same exact thing you did on the left side. Now, I opened the glove box there because I thought I was going to run the wire underneath the glove box, but you don't have to do that. Well, in this vehicle, you don't. Some you do. And the reason I say that you do that is because you're trying to be a professional and do everything professionally, tuck everything. So anyways, you're going to remove all the same panels and put the wire basically the same exact way that you did it on the left side. I'm telling you, like the same exact shit, the same exact shit. Now, I don't know if you guys saw it, so I'm gonna tell you, I plugged in the cigarette lighter first. Well, the cigarette, whatever you call it, the cigarette power source, I plugged that in first because I can't run that big bulky thing through the panels of the door. It's not as small as a wire. See, you see me having the glove box open. I didn't need it open though. Anyways, make sure that you're taking your time when you're doing this, and make sure you're hiding every single wire. If you need to remove the whole panel, remove that piece down there. What I also like to do is hide the wire underneath the floor mats. Now, you don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I do that so that way it's one, looks professional, and it's not showing or anything. No one can step on it, trip on it, you know, yank it out the car because it's stuck on their lace or their shoe or whatever the case may be. You know, stuff be happening. So you see me tucking that wire in. The reason that I'm doing that is because the wire is kind of long and you don't want it to be sticking out in any type of way. So you kind of could just tuck it in or zip tie it so that way it's hidden like a professional. And like I said over and over again, after you're done, you want to reassemble every single thing that you took apart in that vehicle. Now, let me give y'all a little heads up here. Like I told y'all before, I didn't look up anything in the video and I just came out here and did it for him. Make sure y'all measure how much wire length you need sticking out of the side panels, because when I did this, it was too long. So basically I had to go back and undo some of the panels and pull some of the wire and hide it back again and put everything back. So that's another reason why it took me 47 minutes to do this instead of like 20 some minutes. So once I was done fixing that issue, I went ahead and installed the actual dash cam, meaning plugging it in, removing the plastic. On this camera, you kind of push the suction cup thing to the window, and then you rotate the top part, which is the GPS tracker thing. Not a tracker, but that's how you get the longitude and latitude and your speed and all that stuff on the dash cam. I'm sorry that you can't really see the dash cam and you see more of me. I'm tall and the dash cam sitting on top of my head. I can't see it. I am sorry. But if you don't know how to plug in appropriate wires to the appropriate part, then I don't know how to help you. So this is me readjusting the wire when I realized that it was too short. So, you know, I just had to come back there, pop, and like I said, plug everything, pop everything back into place like a professional. You're gonna see me do the same exact thing on this side, because like I said, I messed up because I was rushing and kind of didn't account for it. I don't know why I didn't. I thought the slack that I gave the wire was enough, but it was way too long. I'm not sure why I showed you guys so much of this. I could have skipped a lot of this and took this out of the video, but I just wanted to show you know, how easy it is to kind of go back in and just fix your mistakes. So you saw me pop that piece out and then pull it with my hand and then fix it again and pull it. See, it's not that hard. I did have to remove the rubber seal again because it wasn't pulling that much, because the rubber seal was in the way. See, now it's too much and I had to refix it again. So make sure you do your measurements is all I'm saying before you get into this. Afterwards, tuck the wire into the top part of that vehicle. I'm not sure what you want to call that, so I'm not even going to give it a name or call it anything, but you tuck it up in there. Now, if your wire doesn't want to stay up in that top part of the vehicle, they have these little adhesive clamp things that you could stick to the window, and I'll show you them at the end of the video. Now, what you're about to see me do, and I'll fast forward it because I'm not even sure why I kept it in. I just kept it in there so y'all can be like, what the hell happened? How do you get to this or that? So I just kept it in there, but I fast forwarded it, but I just reassembled everything. I was having a little bit of trouble. One of the wires was stuck on one of the little pieces that I needed to clamp in, but I got it straightened out and everything secure like a professional. I told y'all we doing this like a professional. After that, took my ass back into the back of the car so that way I can actually, you know, plug in the dash cam, the rear dash cam, I'm sorry. And now you see me being like Tony Stark and learning from my mistakes. And I measured how much wire space I need now, or wire length I'll say. Now for the rear camera, it just has a little adhesive that you stick onto your window. If you don't like that and you want to stick it somewhere else, be my guest. Like I said, get creative when it comes to the rear of your vehicle. Now this rear camera also rotates, so that way you don't have to, you know, just put it one certain way. You could put it whatever way you want to. And as you can see me doing right here, tucking that wire like a professional, because we are professionals. And then this is that little clamp I was talking about. Like I said, it's a little adhesive on one side and then a little tiny wire clamp on the other side. You just stick it right towards your window and it should stick. If it doesn't, I don't know what to tell y'all. There's also some of them that you could, you know, buy on Amazon, like little different ones, and some that you could actually screw into your car, not the window. Screw into the car. I said the car, people. Now I hope this video helps you guys. If you don't know how to take off the panels on your vehicle, I would just go on YouTube and search how to remove them. If that doesn't work, type in how to install a subwoofer on your vehicle, because it's kind of the same steps. It just goes all the way to the battery. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you have any tips, put them in the comments. But like I said, I hope this helps.